to make it clear here, we don't have some participants here and they don't have access to this. Maybe if you say the number is clear, because the question was directed to the access centers. Do you get a point?
I said, why do you sing it? For what? Other than activity.
For what in general?
Maybe for raising students' motivation and on certain topics and trying to deal with certain ideas that you want to trigger in the classroom.
Yeah? Another one?
It is another easy and stressful way of learning language.
Yes, good. Yes, sir.
Simply because my students like song and singing.
Yeah. All right. Let's see some objectives of using singing in our access centers. First one is to develop student singing talent, to sing for enjoyment and fun, develop student speaking or communicative skills, learn new vocabulary items, and remember them through repetition and reading. Also, develop student self-confidence, engage shy students and motivate them, improve physical health by the practice of deep breathing, improve mental health by the emotional release and enjoyment singing of words. Also, introduce the language, intonation, and stress. But how can we help students sing? First, we present a song to students. We all use songs in access centers. We use pre-listening activities, while listening activities, and then post-listening activities. In the while listening activities, we always ask students to sing along with the song. And then, as a post-listening activity, we can ask students to imitate the song or to sing individually or in group. What is an example of students performing a song?
They're happy.
Yeah?
They're happy.
Some students actually are still shy to sing
Yes, and what is amazing is that we have a very shy student, and he was really very involved in the song. He was singing, and he was feeling very sad, confident.
Was the song given as an instruction that they have to do it at that time? Was it as an instruction? So you asked them to sing it?
No, I don't ask them.
Or just...
They sing it naturally. They choose a song that they like. They learn the lyrics by heart, and they just try to imitate it. And this is a song, by the way. This is Youssefi Islam song.
Do you use the song as a teaching material, or just ask them to sing for the sake of singing?
Yes, normally singing first is to help improve students' skills. Singing skills first, communication, speaking, and sometimes you can just ask to give students the freedom to sing, especially if they have talent, singing talent. They like to perform, they like to show their talent to other students. Okay? That's all.
What my reserve want to say is that songs are used to reinforce the listening skills of students, and to as a listening person, not only for the sake of creating motivation or avoiding the boredom of textbook. Listening to songs is an educational component of language teaching. It should be accompanied with activities like gut feeling and discussing the song, and then they may rehearse or sing chorally with the singers, and with 2 or 3 times they will take it by heart, I'm sure. This is what you said.
Yeah, this is what I said. I used to teach songs to my students, around 1986, 7 or so. But most of the times, students feel relaxed, and it's either using the song as a teaching tool. They learn vocabulary from it, they learn structures, they learn a lot from the song. They can even have gap filling exercises along with the song. But once they memorize the song, they can sing it by the end of every difficult teaching and so on. It's sort of relaxing and going to be prepared for the next session. This is why we use songs. It needs to...
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Excuse me, but just because you mentioned here different objectives, for teaching songs and these things. You here, for example, at the very beginning, you started your presentation you cited different objectives. General and specific objectives for teaching singing and these things. I believe, I don't know, but from my experience, just for example, sometimes when I use songs, I think that we can even use songs, though they are in English, though they are sung, for example, by people from another culture. They can even use sometimes to promote values, to promote, for example, certain ideas and these things within, inspire our students like to develop, ethically speaking. For example, just as an example, one of the songs I like, for example, sometimes to teach is the song by Mariah Carey of Hero, for example. I think it's one really among the very, very interesting songs that can really be taught differently and can be really very inspiring for students.
Yes, but here we don't teach singing because we say that we use song and singing as an enhancement activity. Cannot teach singing because students can sing naturally, spontaneously. If they want to sing, it's okay. But we use it, as I say, that students can do that to have fun, like here, to enjoy themselves, to feel more confident. Even shy students can do that. And it's to learn new vocabulary, to learn the language, intonation, and split. This is the best way for me to definitely. The best way to enjoy and to learn.
Exactly. Just what I meant is the choice of the song itself. This is what I meant, Of course, all the objectives are valid and are important for the students. Speaking abilities and these things. But I'm just talking about the choice of the song itself could really be more promising than the objectives that, the linguistic objectives themselves.
Sorry. It depends on your objective. What is your objective from teaching this song? Is it for just a startup or to brainstorm students to the lesson, or for example, I appreciate a teacher in Ayoun who teaches present continuous with the famous singer, I'm saying famous songs. And the students, what are doing? They are miming I'm sailing, I'm flying. The objective is, and I don't know whether you know this teacher. I saw it on YouTube, and who is the? I don't remember the name.
No, that's serious.
Using for different purposes.
Yes, it depends on the objective.
For our colleague here, she's not using singing.
Just a teach song.
Maybe it's just a kind of fun activity with her students. So we should not give it that scope. So I think here is just for fun.
Yes, and she said that
at least the little thing that students can get from singing is just making improve their pronunciation skill. And just for fun, as I said, maybe enjoy. Okay?
And also to motivate the student who is shy. You see that one of you, this is a side objective you want to say, that student is shy and is going to imitate his friends and speak with them.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention.
Maanaoui. Maanaoui. Smash.
Everybody, I'm Maanaoui from teacher of English at Nasser Zebra Center, Access Center. So today I have 15 minutes. This is what I told by the organizing committee. I'm not doing a presentation and I'm not doing a workshop. So Silretti, I'm very sorry. I will try to violate your tips. Okay. So, I'd like to share with you what we are doing in Zagora, especially drama projects. Okay, at the very beginning, I was not interested in drama projects as a teacher, but 3 incentives encouraged me to introduce drama projects in my teaching practices. First one is they are part of enriching activities, so we are supposed to do some drama work in Access program. The second is I attended a workshop conducted by Chris Barker, the writer of Myth in Agadir. And his workshop had a great impact on me. He told a story. He retold a story that we all know, other than a lot of values, other than a wonderful man. So it was a story and it was written as extracts, and we were divided into groups as teachers, and we tried to convert those extracts into scenes. And I saw all teachers were active, and they became actors. So the workshop impressed me. So I said, I can do some project work in my classroom without having expertise and experience. So I put that in mind. The third is I had an opportunity to interview one comedian and entertainer in Morocco. His name is Mohamed. I discovered that he was my ex-student. I went to Tighoula where he lived. I asked him a lot of questions. One of his answers changed my attitudes. I asked him, why did you... I saw that there was a kind of shift from being a student majored in English, and you are BA holder in English, and now you become a comedian. He answered, no teacher, there is no shift. You did not discover my talent. I was a funny student. All the students know that, but maybe you as a teacher you didn't know. So when I say, oh, here, it's another mistake. I have to discover, I have to know my students outside the ordinary classes. I have to explore their passions and to know their wants and their talents. So introducing drama project is a must for me. I tried to do something in my personal course. I didn't know the outcomes, so we had the textbooks and enriching activities. As a teacher, I tried to move from textbooks and enriching activities. I started some drama projects in ANTIS program. Why use drama activities in the classroom? I ask you, why? Why should we use drama activities in the classroom? Quickly, because I have 15 minutes.
One of the answers is to discover your students' wants.
Yes,
this is one.
Discover my students' talents. Yeah, sure. Language improves your skills. Sure. They said that.
To bring
variety. Ciseler, context for them. Sure.
Students enjoy performing in front of their kids.
Okay, so I'm sorry, there are a lot of reasons. So we have, they integrate both verbal and non-verbal communication, they integrate language skills in a natural way, they develop students' motivation, drama is an enjoyable experience, they foster self-awareness, self-esteem and confidence of students. They encourage creativity, students become risk takers, etc. And also they develop life skills of the students. And we are in a good position to develop their life skills. And also they are different from ordinary classes. They pass feelings and thinking. Okay? Now, what are now the drama activities if you have already embarked on drama projects in the classroom? What are the activities that you are sketches? Okay. Any activity, any drama activity in the classroom?
It is written by students themselves.
Yes. Sorry. Okay, briefly, there are different and various drama activities. I just will mention a few. For example, non-verbal warming activities. You can use them to release the nervous energy as students. These can be 55 or 10 minutes. So students stand in pairs facing each other. One partner holds out like this, for example, inwards, and then the student is facing the other one, trying to clap, and the other one is to touch the hands. We have swings. Okay. This aims to developing trust and confidence among students, to develop cooperation. It can be between 5 and 10 minutes for all students, different levels. The procedure is one student stands behind the others, the students in front of falls backwards. And we have also going with the flow to access the objectives, to access the students to the rhythms of English and in a relaxing way. You can do it in 10 minutes, etc. There are a lot of types of activities that you can introduce in your teaching practices. Now, there are certain practical considerations that you have to take into account before embarking on a drama project. So, check that you have the support of the school. This is not important for me. What is important is the facts, because you can work outside your school sometimes. Then, how long should the process take from beginning to end, from choosing the script to the first performance of the first night? Discipline, the role of the teacher, of course, apart from being the source of information and encouraging students, make sure that the teacher will be a constant influence of every point. So we have different roles. It's not like ordinary classes. Right. That's the core of the presentation, is what we are doing in our school. I tried to three short plays. The first one is The Adventure of Tom Sawyer. The students read a simple version of the short story and convert it into a play. This idea is from Chris Barker.
Who converted it into play? Students or the...
Students with the help of the teacher, of course.
Is it the same way the way it's in Morocco?
What students are familiar with the text in this simple version, and then we try to convert the content of the short story into scenes. Of course, there is a room for creativity. Students were amazing because they bring new things, and those go hand in hand with the gist of the story. We are going to see the video.
I'm talking about Waiting for Godot.
Now, Waiting for Godot, they rely heavily on the script, on what someone did. Still marriage, the script, of course, is the students. The teacher will help to correct the script and I try to act it out. So, I'm going to show you the video now. Okay, let's start with Tom Sawyer. Tom Sawyer, of course, it was acted out in different cities, Need and Leave, national, local events, and local and different events in Zagora, outside Zagora. So this is it. this is a 10-minute short play. Because of time constraints, I think they are going to give to the community, the organizing community, the find, and it is on YouTube. I'm going to move to Waiting for Voodoo. Again, this is, it takes 10 minutes. Last one is a short skit on marriage. It started with singing, doing some singing to the Morocco.
Don't tell me it's not
the drama projects in Zagora. So, what is the impact of drama projects on teaching?
Lots. Awful lots. To summarize.
We were sorry because in France there's no drama contribution in Zagora, but we participated in the national and access program event. Surprise drama. We organized some projects, drama projects, when the ambassador in Zagora, but he was sick, so he apologized and he can't. We organized a band of access program and we did the drama projects. On May the 30th, 2010, the national officer visited our school and we did some drama projects. January 16, 2000, Adria visited our center. June 2, 2011, we organized the first local festival of students in Paris. And of course, there is a contribution of different students, those who participate in this program, access program, and connected classroom projects, connected classroom with UK partners, and access with American references. Drama techniques as a teacher I have to read to give to students feedback and ideas related to drama. This is a simple version of Tom Sawyer, YouTube and scripts of summer crickets and different ideas from
Keep you here. I know that some of you still want to go downtown and they are counting down the minutes. Sorry to be the last one you will see today. It's a tiring day, but I think it's worth it to see colleagues sharing ideas. So I'll try to be brief and I'll try to talk more than you, just to make it easier for you, and just to present what I want to say, what I want to say, and to, if you have time for discussion, if you don't, maybe tomorrow morning. So I want to answer two main questions about public speaking. I don't need to talk about the benefits of public speaking because everybody knows the power of public speaking, everybody knows how motivating public speaking is for students and the dynamic it creates in schools. But I want to address two issues. Teachers want to engage students in public speaking to teach these skills, but they don't know how to do it, how to start, how to take these beginner students or students who are having learning difficulties to actually be confident speaking in front of the public. And one of the ideas that I want to share is the Kecha-Kucha technique. I think some of you know about it. It started in Japan around 2010, a group of architects who wanted to encourage young business people who are shy away from public speaking to encourage them to do so. And instead of making them talk about or use PowerPoint, which is boring with large chunks of text, they came up with the idea of PowerPoint slides with no text, only pictures. And 20 photos. Each slide takes 20 seconds. Everything is in 6 minutes, 40 seconds. In order to increase the talking time of the person who is speaking and to make the person more confident because he or she has something to guide while speaking, because one of the problems in public speaking is we are concentrating on people and at the same time trying to concentrate on your speech. So this is helpful for beginners in public speaking, helpful for common core students, students in first year, and all types of students. So I'm going to show you an example of picture presentation, which was done by the Maid Access Center in Disney. And I have to thank Mr. Hassim for helping me with techniques with this. So it's only a sample from many Maid Access Centers. So let you see it first.
The right one.
The right one is the one that I want to do. I think it disappeared.
I said, no, I am a student from Disney, and today I'm going to present a picture about the first festival of arts in Stars. So now let's get started. So alright, today I'm going to expose a picture presentation about the first festival of arts in Stars. So I hope that you will pay attention and concentrate along with me, because I have a lot of things here to share with both the art students who have already lived the real adventure of last year's experience, and also with the ones who just came to find out. So after the first festival of arts in Stars was held in Morocco last year, about 84 students and teachers were accommodated in a big center. It was a great opportunity for us as students to put into practice what we had learned during our first English program, and the main aim of the festival was to showcase our students' ability and talent. This is the name of the center in which the first class was held. It is situated in a large area and it can accommodate hundreds of people. It's an easy big building to stay in because it has a lot of amenities, a lot of facilities, and it can respect
the number of students who practice the same activities. As I said before, picture presentations are manageable, feasible, and a good bridge to take students from stage fright towards more confidence in public speaking. But a more advanced level would be where we work on more free speech, or I'm looking for a word.
Public speaking.
No, I mean
improvisation.
Improvisation, which is the best or the most advanced type of public speaking. And the tips I shared perhaps could be used in the WhatsApp. I tried to be as brief as possible.
One word is that as we talked about the problem of engaging more teachers, more and more teachers, is one best way of doing this is by sharing these things with other teachers and even professors of universities. Let's just try to share them as much as possible.
And I also explains